What's up, guys? I'm here with my 2004 Honda Pilot. I got a power steering line leak from the return side. This line runs underneath the chassis. Let me show you what it looks like. I got this part from Rock Auto right here, and it's a return line. And I noticed that the floor was leaking. Well, not the floor was leaking, but the car was leaking fluid onto the floor on my driveway. I thought maybe it was the oil filter, oil pan, and I couldn't really tell what was coming from because there was no leaks from up here. And then I noticed that the power steering fluid was very, very low. So I'm going to work on that right now. Obviously, first you're going to want to jack up your car. With these Honda Pilots, there is a sweet little tow hook right in the center of the car. This is by the radiator right there. You could put it up there. Alright, then once it's up in the air, I'm going to put 4 jack stands. The tools as of right now that I know I will need, you don't have to use this, but this is a special clip tool. You got all these plastics underneath the car that need to be removed because that's going to be in, this side over here is going to be in the way of the power steering hose. You might need a screwdriver and maybe a socket set. Not sure yet, but let's see once we get there. I also got a syringe. You can find this at any hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever you want to use. And also I got an empty plastic water bottle. I'm gonna suck the fluid out of here with this and then collect it, whatever's left in here. And I got some new fluid. So yeah, let me set this up and I'll come back. Alright, so I just drained out some of the fluid. I used the little drain needle thing there, you want to call it, and I took off the covers that were underneath. This gave me access. You see these right there? These are the clips. This is the clip. This style clip right there, and that gave me access to. Where is she? Right there. That is one of the return line clips, and the other one is down there. Alright, so I hope you could see I am on the passenger side of the vehicle. I turned the wheel to the driver's side, which would be left. I didn't take the wheel off. Hopefully I could loosen it without taking the wheel off, even though that would give me more space. But if you see where the tip of my finger goes, this is the other clamp that holds on the line right here. This part holds it to the subframe, and right in that clamp itself is where it is leaking from. So I'm going to loosen it from here. If you look on top of that, it looks like there's a flathead where a flathead screwdriver could be placed, or maybe an 8 or 10 millimeter. So I'm going to loosen up that side and the other side first, because if I take it off the bracket right now, this line might be flopping, because where you see the tip of my finger here, that is a rubber line, so that could be flexing. Right now it's not, because it's being held on by that clamp. So I'm going to loosen it and come back. Okay, so I know it's hard to tell, but my ratchet is right on the, is right on the clamp right there. That's the clamp. I know it's pretty hard to see, but right there I'm loosening it. I put some WD-40 on it, and I also have a catch can right underneath it to catch the residual oil that's in the line. So I'm going to continue loosening that, and then I'll probably work onto that bracket right there, and then actually I'll take the one up front and then take this one off. But either way, you should put some pads on the floor because you're going to make a mess. Alright, so I finally got the line out. Some of the clamps that are on the edge over here, I know it's dark. Some of the clamps that are on the edge, like on the front, I needed to basically break off because it wouldn't come off smoothly. So I'm going to repair those. This is the new one over here. This is the old one. I gotta remove this clamp and put it on the new one. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so this is the old line. You can see over here there's a little small pinhole. That's where it was leaking from. I transferred over the clamp, and I believe that maybe rust had built up underneath the clamp because that's where it was leaking from. And in the kit, comes with these new clamps also. I'm going to install these first before putting on the line. I'm going to put those on the clamp, on the hose. Alright, so I finally installed it. Man, that was a pain in the ass. One of the clamps wouldn't come off. Then I had to slide the clamp off. And I will say right now, I recommend taking the wheel off. It is faster, or you get more space. That's the new clamp there. This is the clamp that holds it onto the subframe. I put some anti-seize on there. You're gonna have to put like a screwdriver underneath to lift that tab up, and then get some pliers to squish it back on the new one. So that's on. See how it's secure? Put it close to the edge of here, not too close where it wouldn't, where it wouldn't grab. You can feel the hose kind of back here. You have to remove these plastic tabs that hold the line on. Yeah, I apologize again. I usually work at night because that's when I get to come back from work. There's a plastic tab right there that has to be unclipped in order for it to come out. And then there's another one right there, the white one. That one. Right there. And then I put the new clip on and the new clamp on. So now I'm going to fill it up with power steering fluid and start it up and see how it runs. Wow, that's a spider. I don't know if that freaked one of you guys out. Alright, I'm gonna start this shit up. Alright, so now that I got it started, you check the level. It's a little over full right now because I probably got it on the jack. But you wanna just crank it over, let it start for a quick second. It's gonna suck up all the fluid that's in there because you know, obviously it was leaking from when you opened it. It's gonna have air in the system. So you shut it off, fill it up again, start it up and let it run. Now we're gonna start checking for leaks. And this is looking good. I don't see no leaks for right now. Try and clean it up as best as you can, because you don't wanna, you know, find a leak later on and not be sure whether that's from just it leaking in the chassis or from it actually leaking in, you know, from a line you forgot to tighten up. But so far it looks so good. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope this has helped. You know, I never done one of these before, but it was pretty straightforward. You needed a 10mm socket to take it out, the clamps. And the new ones were, you know, a little flathead screwdriver or a 7mm, I think, or 1/4 inch. That came from the aftermarket. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys out, and thanks for watching. Till next time, peace.